Okay, hi everyone. My name is Dylan Scott, and I am putting on my first episode of Hey Nice Beard. Today we will be interviewing Eric Brooks. He is a freestylist and just an all-around good dude. Here he is right now. Hey, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Eric, welcome to Hey Nice Beard. Gotta say, hey, nice beard.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. So how was your day today?
Good. Had to go to work for a few hours, but it wasn't too bad. Got off early.
And what do you do for work?
So right now I screen print t-shirts and uniforms and stuff for a local company called Select Printing.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Make any fun shirts?
Yeah, I mean, today wasn't too crazy. We're just doing a run of probably like 500 shirts. So it's kind of repetitive, doing the same thing. But I do have the freedom to design my own, shirts and stuff whenever I want to. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that does sound awesome.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
All right. Well, so I've been competing in the beard community probably for about 8.5, 9 years now. And I grew up in Rockville, Maryland, so back on the East Coast. I was originally a, shorter, full beard groomed. And there were just so many people in the category that I wanted to try something different, a little harder, a little bit more challenging. So I ended up, trying freestyle for the first time. I think it was like in 2011. So I had been competing for it was probably about 2013. So I had been competing for about 2 years. So yeah, I've been competing for a while, and I just fell in love with it. So I continued.
And how long have you had your beard?
I've been growing since about 2011. I've always had some sort of facial hair, but I never really let it, go until probably 2011, 12. So yeah, probably what, nine years? Yeah, almost 9 years, 8.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
So when you come up with a freestyle now, like what's your creative process?
Well, I guess it really depends on, I would say, like the venue, and sometimes I do beards with a theme. A lot of people like to do that. So, for instance, I went to Boulder, Colorado, which is known for being kind of like this hippie kind of marijuana smoking town. So, I made a big old like weed leaf, and I had like pot leaf glasses and stuff like that. So, for the most part, if there is a idea or a theme for the place that I'm going to compete at, I do that. Otherwise, I do a lot of artwork, so I tend to, draw out and sketch different ideas, kind of, I don't know, a rough outline of what I'm going to be doing. And then if I have enough hair, because sometimes, my mind can get super creative, but then I'm like, wait, I don't really have that much beard to work with. So,
right.
You gotta kind of figure it out the day of,
Yeah, I definitely have that problem. Like I can't sketch anything out because the day of, like when I try to figure out the right side of it, it's just not working the way. So I just kind of will play around with it, and so I'm sitting there in the shower, I'll lather up my beard and everything, and I'm using the shampoo to like come up with shapes and stuff like that. And then someone comes in the bathroom and is like, "What are you doing?" And I'm standing there like,
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah, no, like I've definitely done that before. And sometimes, when at these competitions you get so like flustered and you overthink things that you just kind of have to, do it like one strand at a time and just be like, all right, what am I doing now? Do half the face. And then if that looks good, then just complete the other half, Yeah. But
So
yeah,
what?
that's that's the fun of it, though.
So what hobbies do you have other than bearding?
Well, I grew up, making artwork. My grandfather was a famous artist in Baltimore, Maryland for a while before he passed away. So he did a lot of oil paintings for local magazines and publications and stuff like that. So I actually never met him. He died before I was born, but I really wanted to, follow in his footsteps, do a lot of artwork. And I grew up just nonstop, just making art. Something that I loved. I loved to skateboard. Grew up, skateboarding as a kid and always running around being destructive. And snowboarding. So any sort of like extreme sports I'm definitely into. I love building Legos. I don't know if you can see back there, but I've got a bunch of Legos all over the place.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's something fun that I just like to do. And I used to brew beer, so that was a big hobby of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got out of that, but I still, love craft beer as a whole.
So, who are some of the most memorable people that you've come across at competitions or because of your beard?
Well, having the beard and doing the crazy designs that I do has got me that so many weird opportunities that not a lot of people have or
Like
will
ESPN?
be able to do. Yeah, exactly. So like ESPN had me on their website. Steve Harvey's show, he flew us out to LA and we were on his show for like a No Shave November event, and that was really cool. Got to give him a high five. So it's something not a lot of people get to do. I had the MLB when I was at a baseball game down in Denver. They actually came and found me and interviewed me for a while. So I was on the Major League Baseball website for like a little interview. Stuff like that was cool. But going to these competitions, like you asked, some people that I've, run into, people like Nate Johnson, like I have so many great memories with him. I first met him in Austin, Texas. We ended up, rooming together for a little bit and, stuff like that. Like there's so many people to name that you meet out there and that just kind of like are really awesome, and you end up like having a really good relationship with. So, yeah.
That's actually the first place I met Nate Johnson too.
Nice.
Like I had met him at I'd seen him around at our competition, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd only been competing for like 2 years, and so I was kind of like still like, oh, I don't really know anybody. I'm just here to have a good time.
Yeah.
And then Adam and Tiffany from the Canyon State Beer Club, they couldn't make it to the competition, and that's who I was staying with for the World Championships. So they were like, oh, we found someone for you to stay with. Do you know Nate? And I was like, yeah, I know who he is. So I ended up meeting up with him, and like our planes arrived right around the same time. We ended up riding in a cab there.
Yeah.
And now Nate's just like one of the best people I've met through the bearding community.
That's exactly how I met him, was at the airport, and we ended up hanging out and sharing a taxi to our hotel. And yeah, that's really funny. It's cool how those beard communities bring everyone together. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So what's your favorite style that you've done with your beard? Like out of all the cuts you've done?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Each one is memorable in its own way, I would say. There's ones that, got me more notoriety than others. Like I made my beard into a number 8 for my idol, Alex Ovechkin, the Washington Capitals hockey player.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that one was pretty memorable just because that kind of got me on the map as far as like going viral or whatever. It wasn't even that hard of a design. It was just making an 8 with a circle around it. But I think that one was pretty big. There was one where I completely changed my basically persona. I went to this like costume shop in Colorado, and I just picked out this like big old black trench coat, these like really tight black glasses, and a top hat, and I ended up wearing that to Salt Lake City for the first time, and actually it was the summertime, so it was super hot, and I was wearing all black, so I was just sweating my ass off. But yeah, no one ever saw me like that, dress like that, do a costume like that. And the design itself, was kind of like crisscross, like a, corsage or a corset. That's what it is, corset. And I had a corset in the back of this like trench coat I was wearing, so it kind of matched that. It had angles to it, and I don't think a lot of people have ever seen at that time people do a lot of angles. So that one was another memorable one for sure.
Nice. So, what's your favorite candy?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not like huge on sweets, but I do love dark chocolate. I'd rather have dark than milk. Is a weird thing. I like Three Musketeers is always good. When I was a kid, Warheads were my jam. I love Warheads. Those were good. I like anything sour.
How about your favorite kind of drink, like alcoholic, non-alcoholic? What do you go to on a hot summer's day?
Honestly, I'm a very boring person when it comes to that. Like I'm a water guy. I drink a lot of water. I just always have, always will. I think just growing up skateboarding, I just like every time I was out there skating, I would chug water. But I never really was a soda person at all. I would probably say if I was to drink soda, I grew up in kind of like a sort of Hispanic ethnic area, so I was drinking a lot of Inca Cola, which it's it's the golden cola, man. It's good stuff. It's delicious.
All right. So, what were you doing that made you feel the most like passionate and alive?
When? Just in general?
Just in general.
Most passionate and alive? I would probably say, when I'm really, really into like a design or an illustration that I'm drawing, I put forth like everything into it, and I really love it. I don't want to stop. I'll sit there literally for like 7 hours just drawing. Also, when I'm on the skateboard and I'm trying to like land a trick and I finally land it and I'm like rolling down the street, it feels so good. Something like that, I would probably say. Also when I'm hanging out with my daughter, I have a 4-year-old, and
Oh, nice.
watching her grow up and learn things, like just to see someone who doesn't know a certain thing learn a certain thing for the first time, that's pretty cool. I love that.
All right, biggest pet peeve.
Well, Lindsay's not here. I would say if people leaving dishes in the dishwasher or in the sink, just piling up is one big thing. Also, leaving things all over the place. I like organized, and like clean, and I just, when things are spread out and crazy, I go nuts. Seriously, I have OCD.
That explains some of your freestyles I've seen you do.
Absolutely. And I would say that too, like when it comes to my styling, I'm very OCD as well. Like it can't be, it has to be, even. It has to be. Yeah. If that means working on it for 8-9 hours, I'll do it. But for the most part, it only takes me about 2 or 3.
So what are some morals that you live by?
Obviously, like, treat others as you want to be treated. Take initiative in life. If something's not getting done right, do it yourself. Stuff like that. Be true to, everything that you grew up on. my family, luckily, my mom and dad were great, are great parents, and they instilled a lot of, positive and, basic rules that you should live by. And I always follow those. And I try to, teach my daughter that as well. So, stuff like that, your basics, but yeah.
Speaking of your daughter, what are some challenges that you can foresee her facing as she becomes an adult, like when she's around our age? What do you think the big problems are going to be for children that are around, like, because I have a 7-month-old, so
Yeah.
I see like what challenges are going to be facing him, and I'm just wondering what you think.
Well, like, especially right now, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, especially in this world we're living in right now. So honestly, I have no clue what, the future is going to hold for her. I really wish that she was back in school. We're having to do a lot of like online learning, and, me and Lindsay have to be the teacher basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that good of a teacher. I'll teach her life lessons and, like, how to throw a frisbee.
But that new math.
Yeah, I'm regular 1 + 1 = 2. I'm no Common Core guy. So I I'm working on basically having more patience. I'm really bad with that. I get flustered and frustrated pretty easily. So I just have to keep telling myself, she's just a kid, she's learning. But yeah, for the future, man, I don't know. She's a smart kid. She's beautiful. So I gotta definitely watch out, in the future when it comes to boys, for sure.
Cleaning your shotgun when the first date comes around and stuff like that.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I'll roll up with like freestyle beard and like my arms crossed, tattooed, and staring at the kid. Be a good, respectable boy to my girl, or else I'll hurt you. No, yeah, she's very smart and very creative as well. So I think she's gonna have a good head on her shoulders, growing up. So
yeah, I'm slightly terrified for my boy. If he's anything like me, he's gonna be running through the hallway screaming anarchy in about 6th grade.
I could see that with Maddie too, skateboarding to school and stuff. She'll be the little tomboy.
Mm-hmm. So if you could have lunch with any person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Whoa. Anybody. Jeez, that's a tough one. I don't know, man. Trying to think. I don't know. I think I'd want to hang out with like Seth Rogen or like Jack Black. I just love their comedy, and just hanging out with them, would be hilarious. Always laughing about something.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many people out there, but those two I think would be primo. For sure.
All right, so we got a couple would you rather questions. Would you rather have more time or more money?
Well, more time would be nice, but if I've accomplished everything that I've wanted to accomplish, or seen most of the things that I've wanted to see, having money for my daughter and her future would be nice, to make sure we're stable, because, money obviously rules all right now. And well, not right now because of the coronavirus, but I think I'm always stressed out when I don't have money. It
Yeah.
sounds very, like, I don't know, fake, but when I don't have money, I'm always angry and, stressed and frustrated. And I feel at least having a decent amount, because I've never worked at a job that's paid me a ton of money. Um, so, having money would be nice for sure, because you'd feel a lot more, I guess, comfortable for your
Mm-hmm.
future. And you wouldn't have to worry about, like, I can't do this because I can't afford it. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I think so, because I've lived a pretty fulfilling life so far. So maybe just so I could see my daughter grow up, have kids, and I'd be happy with that.
All right. Good one.
Yeah.
Uh, would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak every language known to man?
Hmm.
And it's like you can speak to all the animals, not just like fish or dogs or.
I think speak to animals, because I haven't really traveled much and I haven't really had the need to speak another language. Um, but I think talking to animals would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've owned two cats, but that was back in Maryland. Um, I've always wanted to own a dog. I've never had one before. So I think if I had one and I could talk to it, I think that'd be pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely. It'd be like the perfect best friend because the dog's already
Yeah.
man's best friend. But if you could like have confidential conversations with him that like
Yeah.
your wife or your daughter couldn't
Yeah.
understand either, like you'd have
Absolutely.
your own language with him.
That'd be awesome. Oh
So
man.
would you rather be Batman or Spider-Man?
Ooh, this is tough. I think Spider-Man, just because he can just like fly through the city with like the webs, and he can sense when danger's coming and stuff like that. I love Batman's gadgets and stuff like that, but he doesn't really have superpowers. He's more of just a guy with a lot of money, you
Yeah.
know, who uses a bunch of, which I love gadgets and all, but I think actually having like webs and stuff would be really sweet, just to like, you know,
Who do you think would win
yeah.
in a fight between Batman and Iron Man?
Batman and hmm. I think Iron Man, because he has more of like a military background. He has more like ballistic weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Batman just has little pieces of metal he throws at people.
Yeah, he doesn't have like rocket launchers coming out of his hands and
Yeah,
stuff like that. He can't
yeah,
fly.
exactly. I mean, he can like attach to a rope with his little like thing. I don't know. Yeah, I think Iron Man for sure.
All right. Uh, would you rather receive as a gift cash or the actual gift?
Hmm. I think if it's a really thoughtful gift, a gift. Because if I had cash, then I could just buy whatever I wanted to, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not fun. I think the actual, the act of someone else thinking about something that I would like, and not knowing what that is, and receiving that, I think that would be better, in my opinion.
All right. And the last question I have for you for today,
Okay.
it's not really a question as much as what I want to kind of end the interviews on. I want you
Sure.
to tell us a joke.
Oh God.
That's why I asked you if you wanted to know the questions, because this is the worst setup that you could put someone under.
Oh shoot. I don't really know that many jokes.
The best dad joke you got.
I don't know. I'm very good at puns when they just come, but I don't really. Oh God, you put me on the spot. This is rough. Uh, damn it. I don't know. uh, I don't know, man. I don't have any jokes. I'm not funny.
All right. Well, thank you very much
Yeah,
for
I'm
doing
sorry.
this. You're fine. Like it's definitely something that puts people on the spot. Like a
Yeah.
comedian I heard once said, like, "How about I go to your job and ask you to do something just on the spot and make you do it real quick?"
Yeah, I mean, I really. Oh, I do know one actually. Now that I think about it, um, I'm probably gonna butcher the setup, but it's what did the buffalo say to his kid on the first day of school? Bye, son.
That's a definite dad joke.
There we go. All right.
All right. Well, Eric Brooks, thank you very much for coming on,
Yeah, man. No
and
worries.
you have a good day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you hitting me up for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for doing it. You have a good one.
You too. Take
All right,
care.
bye.
Later.
Okay, so that was Eric Brooks. I want to thank him for his time. And this has been Hey, Nice Beard. My name is Dylan Scott. I guess that I should ask for follows or likes on this video. And if you like it, go ahead and share it to people. Thank you very much.